Hey folks, JD here, and look at this. Thank you ever so much Banggood for sending me this. This is the Emax Baby Hawk. Now it's an indoor FPV racing quadcopter, but look at this. Don't let that put you off, because as soon as you see this, I tell you what, this is quite incredible. So let's open up this beautiful case that came with it, and this is what you get on the inside. Look at this. So Emax FPV goggles, Emax transmitter. You get a nice 18650 battery inside there with the charger. You get all your manuals. You get your quadcopter. You get your balance charger in there as well as there's a couple of other things in here as well that I can't get out because it's quite tough to get those out there. There we are, mini screwdriver. So many things inside this package. Let's move that. But one more thing, look at that. Beautiful. I love anything that comes with a hard case because I'm forever buying cases for my quads and for everything else. It's nice to actually have something that actually comes with the case. Right then, before we look at anything else, let's look at this beauty. Look at this. Inverted propellers, so the motors are mounted upside down. Let's start at the front though. So at the front we've got this beautiful, beautiful figure of 8 styling. Now this figure of 8 styling, as I say, have the brushless motors pointing down. You get a little bit of ground clearance, but the ground clearance is mostly provided by this particular battery here. Now as we look up, we've got our cables running through these beautiful gullies, and it's ever so stylish. It's really done very, very well, I'll be honest. I'm shocked at how well this is, how well this comes out. You've got a nice camera at the front there. Can you angle it? No, you can't. It's a fixed lens, fixed angle camera, which is a 600 TVL camera inside there, which should give you quite an okay picture back to the FPV goggles here. Now it does run 5.8G, so you can connect it to any other goggles as well, which I would advise you probably would need to if you want to record DVR. On the top here we have this beautiful mount, just obviously takes into consideration the camera housing on the inside. Then we have our Betaflight micro USB cable there, micro USB port rather. Plug in, open up Betaflight, and then you can alter the settings to your heart's content. And then at the back we have again this beautiful figure of 8 styling. All in all, it is a very, very stylish quadcopter. Beautiful salmon pink propellers on it as well. Look at that, just everything about it is beautiful. This is a 1500, but it actually has 15,000 kV for the propellers, but I'm guessing they mean 1500. 15,000 seems a little bit excessive. Now this particular quad obviously runs a 1S battery at the bottom here, which is a 4.35 volt 450 milliamp hour battery. Now it does charge for about 50 minutes and gives you 4 minutes of flight per battery. Now that's not great. I have a few of these fortunately, so I can just quickly put them in, but 4 minutes does seem very low. Now the receiver inside here, which is what you use the micro USB port here to plug into, the receiver is FrSky, so even though it binds directly to the transmitter here, you can bind it to any of your other FrSky transmitters as well, which is pretty cool. Now let's pop that back in there so I don't forget it and or lose it. Now this quadcopter is able to travel 56 kilometers an hour, which I think is about 33 miles an hour, 34 miles an hour. But how much does it weigh? Because obviously it looks very light. It is meant for indoor, but of course, as you know, I am going to use it outdoors because why not? So let's put this on. Let's turn on this nice little scales we have here and let's pop her on there. And we're getting 42 grams is her full flying weight with her battery. 42 grams. Very, very light indeed. Should be very nice in a, well, non-wind situation. No environmental factors there. You should be okay to fly around without there being any issues. If not, then you'll have to keep her indoors. But even so, I think this thing is an absolute beauty. Look at that profile. So nice. Very futuristic looking. Very, very sweet indeed. It also has an LVC beeper as well, so it tells you when there's low battery. Now then, let's come on to the transmitter. Now the transmitter is beautiful. As we know, it's a racer, so it's no altitude hold. We've got our trim buttons to the outside, and we have our on and off button to the middle here as well. Now this particular transmitter is powered by another 18650 battery directly in the back here. Now if I use this little screwdriver which comes in the pack, I'm hoping it'll fit, we should be able to see that 18650, and it's quite nice. And honestly, I think it's about time they started shipping these with 18650 batteries because, well, why the hell not? I mean, they're good enough to be used in vapes and in a load of other places, use them in cars, and I honestly think that they are a much better suit rather than having the 4 or the 8 double A's. Just use one 18650 I mean, they hold charge brilliantly. They discharge on a level basis as well, so you're not going to get any discharge spikes. It's absolutely, they're just great batteries. I can't say enough about them. So it is about time that we started having them inside this quadcopter packages. Now, sorry about the hands, folks, for a second when I'm just trying to get this back off. Oh, it pulls down. There we go. Pulls down. Yeah. And then that unlocks. So there's one of the 18650s in there. I would give it a full charge before anything. But just to make sure. And also just to show you as well, because this is a little bit strange, the negative is the flush side and the positive is the sort of bobbled side there. So negative just goes down and the positive, negative on the spring, positive at the top there. So that's quite nice. So I'm not going to do this back up, as in screw it in, because I'm going to have to charge the batteries anyway before the flight. But that's nice. We get a nice little antenna at the top here, which I'm hoping is a genuine antenna. Yeah, there's a cable running through it, so we're all good. I'm not going to rip that one off. And then we've got two buttons at the back here, two switches, which are 3-mode switches. So we have 3 on the right and 3 on the left there. Now I'll have to find out what that is just by a little way of fiddling around. I'm guessing, because obviously you can plug this into Betaflight, you should then be able to configure these so you'd have things like arm motors, disarm motors, sort of acro mode, stabilize mode, so you can have different modes on the different aux plugs there, switches there should you want to. We have a little LVC beeper here as well, and we have a micro USB cable there to charge. Now, that being said, that feels quite nice. You have nice little handholds here with grips. It feels very, very sturdy, very, very nice. The plastic is quite thick. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel nasty. All in all, it feels really quite nice. Now then, so that's the quadcopter and that is the transmitter. So let's have a quick little look at these Emax FPV goggles. Now, they feel quite nice. They feel quite front heavy because obviously that's where you've got your screen there. You've got your channel switches here, and you've got your manual and automatic mode there should you want to just hop through the frequencies yourself. You have this really nice foam Emax lanyard at the back there just for your head. There's the screen on the inside there. It doesn't look as if there's there's no foam or anything over there. It doesn't look, hang on, let me just check this fully. No, there we are. There's no DVR built into this, so you can't record us on the screen, unfortunately. You do have the options either side here to the left and the right, just to pull this screen more towards you to magnify it more should you want to, and then likewise to magnify it away from you just to move it the other way. This is quite squishy around the outside, quite nice. I like a good pad there on your face because they do start to hurt after a while and start to pull down. The nose clip here I found is a little bit too small for me, but obviously that's why I'm going to give these a test, but I am going to be using, more often than not, I'm going to be using my goggles for the indoor. And then we've got 2 antennas at the front here, which are pretty standard. Nice that they collapse though. It gives you a nice way to carry them around, and obviously in that beautiful, beautiful bag. And then you've got your charging port, I'm guessing, which is just inside there as well. But all in all, that does seem very, very, very nice. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, there we are, look at that. Just look really beautiful. They really do look nice. But how much do they weigh on your face? Because there's no point having something that weighs a ton. Now, these do feel remarkably light. So these are coming in at a beautiful... Oh, hang on. I jumped the gun a bit there. These come in at a beautiful 324 grams. So again, not too heavy, not too bad, are really stylish. They feel quite thick again, feel quite nice. They don't feel as if they're going to fall apart. They feel as if they're going to last quite a long time. This whole package just seems very, very good, very well made. All the plastic seems very nice, even the quadcopter plastic. I mean, okay, the body does feel a little bit squishy, as I've said time and time again. You do want a bit of play there, but the whole thing doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel nasty. It doesn't look it. It looks very, very nice. So that is everything so far. And then we come on to this. Oh, a couple of other things, sorry, about the goggles in case I forget. Standard resolution is 480 by 272, which isn't too bad at all for something as small as this. Then we come on to the charger here, which is your LiPo charger, your LiPo battery pack here, which you plug in. There we go. And as you plug it in, you just click that in like that. You charge it using this little charger port here, and then you plug this end directly into the goggles, and that is how you power them. So if I just pop that in there, come on like that, and then it clicks in, you hear, there we are, there's a fan. Can you hear that? There's a small internal fan inside here. That's quite cool how they manage to actually fit that in there. That's quite nice to stop it from overheating, and then you unplug it then just to unplug it out. Now, as I say, you've got a micro USB charger here to charge. You've got your LED notification there. That is your power pack for your FPV goggles, and then it tells you exactly then how to connect it. That feels really nice. I like that a lot. There we are. So plus side, the little bobbles there, goes up the top, and the negative side, which is the flush side, goes down the bottom. That's a nice battery pack that could be used on other things as well. 3.7 volt, 2200 milliamp hour. Very, very sweet. Very nice. There we go. So that's the whole pack, my friends. So you've got the quadcopter, you've got the transmitter, you've got the battery pack for the goggles, you've got the carry case. You've also got 4 spare propellers here. You've got some Emax stickers. You've got the instruction manual there. You've got your LiPo USB charger here. Your your balance charger there. You've also got a couple of extra cables in there, as well as a couple of other screws and washers, and then you also have your mini screwdriver. So all in all, you get quite a lot inside this small package. Well, I tell you what, my friends, I'm going to call that there. Let's get out and let's test this and see exactly how it goes. Just before we do, I thought I would show you all the default settings on Betaflight for this particular quadcopter, as looking at all the default settings has actually saved a couple of quadcopters in the past when I've altered a setting, gone out and flown her and actually figured out that they haven't worked properly, so I've had to reset them. So these are all the default factory settings for the Baby Hawk. Okay, here we go, folks. So what I've got is I've gone through all the controls and everything on this. There we go. So you've got this left-hand switch here. So if you bring that switch all the way into the top position, then you have the motors automatically start. The middle position, you just get a buzzer, you just get a beeping sound. The top position, then that's it. Then you do get... Oh, that is lovely. Now, it is an indoor flyer, so it's very calm. It's very nice. It is extremely calm outside. God, this is so easy to control. This transmitter is beautiful. It reminds me of a Hubsan transmitter, and I know a lot of you don't like Hubsans, but I really do. And this flies remarkably well. Beautifully well, some might say. And those brushless motors really sound phenomenal. They really do sound great. Look at that go. So nice, so gentle. Flips around, very agile. Very, very agile. Remarkably agile. This is very nice. Thing that lets this down. Oh, there's a person coming, so I'm going to have to down my quad, folks. See you in 5. Right, and that's it, my friends. Personage has gone, so we're back in the air. Right. Oh, this is nice. I tell you what, this is so smooth. It is a beginner racer. And I tell you what, you've got a nice little bit of punch with her. If we just have a little look at that punch out for a second. Because these brushless motors are pretty... Look at that. Pretty capable. Pretty capable. And it's a nice indoor flyer as well, I imagine. Now, if I had a bigger place, I'd be flying in more indoor quads. I do fly the little red pepper. I put the goggles on and I fly upstairs, downstairs and around whenever I'm not, whenever the wife is out. But I may have to give this a shot. This is really nice. Flies so well. And orientation-wise, you can see it quite easily because it's got that great big TVL camera on the front of it, a 600 TVL camera. You can see the black orb. And then that's how you know which orientation you're at. Because otherwise it would just be all white and it would be an absolute nightmare to see. As for agility, very, 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 very smooth. Very smooth. From funnels, from just flying normally, from little punch outs. Now obviously you can have acro with this if you choose to. You can just enable it, and obviously because you have Betaflight as well, you can go through everything. And you can enable a lot more features than what I've enabled. This is just stock because I wanted to see and show you exactly how it all flies out of the box. This is very nice. I like it a lot. Now the transmitter as well just gives you a beautiful amount of response from very small movements, which is exactly what you want. Because as soon as you take the leap and you go from beginner and you buy yourself your own transmitter, that's when you start to really be able to work on your throttle responses and your analog stick responses as well. And it's great. This is nice. And it's got a nice amount of range as well. You know, really has. Come on, come back to me, little guy. There you go. And look at him go. He's pretty quick. I mean, he has got brushless motors and he does weigh next to nothing. The heaviest part of this quad is the battery. You know, well, probably not. But the heaviest part of this quad is the quad itself. But you have got those... Oh, and that's it. Battery's dead. Yeah, we're out. So let's just turn it off by moving the switch all the way down to the off position, which is down to the bottom position there. That is lovely. That is really, really, really nice. Now we've got a lens covered in fog, covered in dew, but still, that, I like that a lot. I really do. I'm going to be flying this a lot more. This is fantastic. And it's a nice package as well. I mean, you get everything that you could ever imagine inside there. Let's just unplug that. There we go. Beautiful. So you get the quad, you get the FPV goggles. Now the reason I didn't use the goggles today is because the UK laws have changed. I can't fly FPV unless I have somebody with me, which of course I don't. So therefore that's why I haven't. But I am going to now try it indoors slightly. So hang on, let's have a little look at the indoor flight. Now, as you can see, I had a little bit of battery left in it from this morning's flight. Not a lot, so I thought I would put the goggles on and take her up. Now, the goggles work really, really nicely. They do fit on your face quite well. Well, not on my face, because I've got quite a large head. No jokes, please. So I did find that it did actually rub on my eyes a little bit. But I can connect it to my goggles, which actually work really, really well. Now, the clarity with the Emax goggles are very nice, very clear. And one thing that you will like is it's very lightweight. The major annoyance though is that damn battery pack. If I can give you a bit of advice, is fit that battery pack into the side of your headband, and there it won't be hanging off your goggles, and there it's not going to be annoying you. Overall, I love this pack. I think it's fantastic. It sits at a great price. It comes with the goggles, the quadcopter, the manual, the spare propellers, the transmitter, and don't forget, if you have an FrSky transmitter as well, you can use that. All in all, it is fantastic. Only downsides, it comes with one battery. It should really come with 3 or 4 for the price that you pay, because you only get 4.5 to 5 minutes of flight time per battery. But the best thing about all of this is that they are brushless motors. So you know, even if you are to invest in 10 or 15 1S batteries for this thing, you are going to have a lot of flights out of it. Alright my friends, I hope you've enjoyed. Hit me up in the comments, let me know exactly what you think. Thanks ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy flying.